Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Boy, we have breezed through the first two segments. Been talking a lot about fishing and things along that line. You know I like to be topical on this show in our 14 years on the air. Wonderful guest. And this next young man is, he's jumped into something that's might be like a fire ant bed or something like that. Well,
the great thing is there's a lot of real truth coming out now about this whole
thing. That's right.
Rather than the ravings that were on Facebook and social media and even some reports early on that ended up just being totally not factual.
Well, that's why you're writing your column for the Mid-South Hunting and Fishing
absolutely.
News in the next edition, right?
Yes.
Okay, we can't wait for that. Well, we have the young man on the line with us this morning that a lot of you folks probably recognize his name because of all of the honors that he's won, particularly 2016 National Wild Turkey Federation Stamp Print Artist of the Year, Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation Premier Art Program. He's in the QDM Artist of the Year. A passion about the paintings for our great things that have been our God's earth has put them on here for us. And we've talked a lot about Cecil and Cecil the lion. This young man has taken that subject and run with it. And that's award-winning wildlife artist and avid hunter Ryan Kirby of Boone, North Carolina. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here. I appreciate you having me on.
Thanks for being with us. And what Ryan has done, he has taken the all the what we can call it hoo-ha. Brouhaha. That's it. That's the word I was looking about. What happened in Africa with Cecil the Cecil? It was Cecil that became Cecil, but the lion. But tell our listeners what you have created, Ryan.
Well, Larry, I feel like I've been given a gift with my artistic ability, and through that gift, I just felt like I can do a lot of good in the world. I've been a wildlife artist. I've been an artist from a very young age. Cut my teeth in the conservation industry and launched out on my own as an artist. And, just like most of America, I followed this situation from the beginning. And when I saw the uproar of the situation, the rants on social media, the death threats and the press coverage, it just really didn't sit well with me. And I didn't care to join the rants in the usual way, but I also wasn't content to just sit by and do nothing. And so when I'm inspired, I paint. What I did was I created a painting of Cecil or Cecil, however you want to say it. And what I've done is, portrayed him as I feel he truly was. In a lot of the media, we tend to portray him as a lethargic cat just sitting in the shade, and his eyes are glazed over and he's half asleep, and tourists are photographing him. And
eating tofu.
Yeah.
And, the reality is he was wild.
Yes.
He was a beast. He hunted. He was free. He roamed the plains. And I don't think any lion would want to be portrayed as half asleep. And so I portrayed him as I feel he truly was, as Africa's greatest hunter. He hunted for food, for territory, and for conquest. And in our culture today, it's unfortunate that a lot of people take their cues about wildlife from animated movies.
Yes.
These animals have names and they can talk, and a lot of people think that a lion takes over a pride, just like Simba did. Somebody holds him up on a rock and he takes it over, but that's not the case. These lions, they kill each other, they hunt, and I feel like he needed to be portrayed in that light, and to shed some light on the situation. So I've portrayed him over a kudu, over a fresh kill, and
pretty nice kudu too.
Real nice kudu. I thought,
And one of the points that I wanted to prove in the painting is that in the media throughout this situation, lions and wildlife and hunters are just diametrically opposed. And the reality of this is that, that lion and a hunter has way more in common than not. He pursued his game. He provided for his tribe. He was comfortable in the outdoors. He understood how nature works and sometimes the brutal nature of nature. And, I feel like he's Africa's greatest hunter. He's a majestic animal, and he needed to be portrayed that way. So that's what I've done.
You have definitely done, and again, we're talking to Ryan Kirby out of Boone, North Carolina, about he's painted a portrait of Cecil the lion. But not only have painted it, Ryan, you've taken that step forward. You've donated all proceeds from an auction that ends tonight at 7:44 Eastern Time. Of the painting, tell our listeners where this money is going to.
Well, the money is going to a global nonprofit called Wine to Water.
Yes. And
what they do is they bring fresh water supplies to rural areas of South America and Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I wanted to prove by donating it is, a lot of times as hunters, we start spouting off numbers about the economic impact that we have in the areas, and we do have a tremendous economic impact in the countries and for conservation. We do tremendous good, but in an emotionally charged situation like this, people don't see that. When people see the photo of a lion in the media and hear terms like beheading and things like that, they get emotionally charged, and I just don't think that people hear the message that we really have.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to do something that not just spouts off numbers, but really does boots on the ground work to benefit the people of Africa. And, I feel like when we have a problem in society when a lion takes priority over a human life. And there are children that die every day in Africa from preventable causes, and they die nameless and unknown.
Mm-hmm.
But a lion with a name dies, and you can't turn on the TV without seeing it.
Yes.
And that doesn't sit well with me. I feel like we have a problem when we put those animals ahead of a human life to the extent that we have in this situation. So I chose to donate to a group that brings clean drinking water to the people of Africa. And I feel like as hunters, we're a noble group. We're honorable people. And I want to highlight the things that we do not only for conservation, but for humanity and for the world in general, because we do tremendous good. So all the proceeds from the eBay auction are going to go to Wine to Water to bring clean drinking water to the remote areas of Africa.
Wow. And I know a lot of us are familiar with that program because, as you mentioned here, Doc Hendley was featured on CNN Hero in 2009. And I know even here, my Sunday school class at my church has dug 2 wells in Cambodia for people who have no water. And those people over there, we don't think about it. Man, I drink water and it's nothing. I just pour it. And it's we got great water in Memphis, and then we found out that people don't even have water.
And are there crocodiles laying in it?
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but it's on eBay, and it goes through as Ryan said through 7:44 tonight Eastern time. I don't guess you have any idea what you're going to raise. I mean, you don't. No,
I'm used to seeing my work auction a lot through conservation groups and a variety of platforms, but the eBay auction is new to me. So, it's been fun following along the bids, and you really have no idea, until it goes down.
Over.
It changes so much the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, it will change the last 5 minutes, and I know. Is this what kind of recognition have you got? I mean, man, you're well known as an artist. Has this have people contacted you and things along the line? Positive? Are you getting some negatives? What's the feel for Ryan Kirby as you go into this?
It's been positive.
Good.
And one of the things that I wanted to do in this is to use a political term. I want to use a positive campaign.
Okay.
I want my message to be very firm in what I and what we as hunters believe in, and not back down from that.
Yeah.
But I want to do it in a very positive light and do good with this project. And so the response has been positive as well. You know, we've had a lot of support. Video's been shared a lot. You know, people like you have got behind it. SCI, there's been a lot of positive comments and recognition out of this thing. So, you know, I would love it. And nothing would make me happier than to raise a ton of money and take my wife and I down and be there when that first drop of water gets pumped out of that well in Africa. I think that'd be a cool ending to this deal.
It would. So, it would be.
I want to encourage everyone to go online and just look at this painting,
this.
even if you aren't in the market. I mean, my father published wildlife art for 40 years.
I'm
so
glad you finally would hook up with that.
I've followed this stuff a long time. This is a beautiful painting. I mean, the light in it and that sort of thing. I looked at it and I thought, I haven't seen an African painting that I like that much since a Coonert.
There you go. Yeah, yeah.
I appreciate that.
Well, that's pretty impressive from Bill Cooksey, because his dad was you come from an artist family.
Yes.
So you know that. Yeah. And I wish we had more time, Ryan. How long did it take you to paint this thing?
Better part of a week.
Wow. Concentration. Did it come off? I wish we had more time, but I know it was one. Go hit the website. It's RyanKirbyArt.com. We've got this posted on my website, LROutdoors.com. Support this young man, because he's passionate about it, and this is why we have this show, to get the word out on things along this line. And I appreciate my good friend Jonathan Harling for setting this up, Ryan. Hope it wasn't too painful. You know, we do this, we have fun on this show, but sometimes we get serious, and this is something that the folks need to jump onto. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah. We appreciate you, buddy, and we may get back with you here a little bit later and get kind of a wrap-up on it, okay?
Yes, sir. I appreciate your time, fellas.
Okay, man. Have a great day, all right?
Thank you.
All right, let's take a break. The man's been in the studio since the crack of dawn here on Saturday morning. He's barely awake over there. He's got to get out of here. We're going to get him back on. We're going to talk about a big event that's going on today. I love the Memphis Sports Shooting Association. If you haven't been there, just go out there. And we're going to talk about the busting clays for quail with our good friend Walker Morris, and we're going to hook up with Johnny McFarland. He's out of his boot. He's off his crutches, but he could hobble in here all the other time. We finally got him with 2 legs, and he can't get here. We'll talk to him on the phone on Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790.